crunch, bring it back, single leg swing. Let me teach you how to wrestle. Okay. Let me teach you how to wrestle.
What's up, YouTube or podcast or wherever recording from? Ready for another great Mindset Monday? Here we are. What do we got for him today, Jeff?
We're back. We are back, wrestling world. It's been a while. Postseason pressure. Postseason's coming up. It's February 7th where we're recording. It's time to perform.
It's time to win. We don't say this very frequently, but it's time to win. But the way to win is by not focusing on winning. It's focusing on the things you could control.
That's right. All right, let's kick it off with a good story. You got a good story for us?
Sure. So there's these three guys who walk into a bar. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's not like that. Great story we have for you we got to go back to the great Joe Grello. We've talked about this many times in the past. He's a guy who is Bergen Catholic wrestler, worked personally with you. And then eventually he was over a nationally ranked wrestler over at Rutgers University, now one of the coaches at Bergen Catholic. He came to us. His dad came to us the end of his sophomore year, beginning of his junior season in September, and said he was feeling more pressure than he had before because as a sophomore, it was the first time he placed in the States. Now, we've seen this tale over and over and over again. Kids are having fun. They're wrestling free. They're aggressive when they have nothing to lose. Now, all of a sudden, when their name gets recognized, college coaches are looking at them. The team is expecting bonus points every time. The pressure starts to build. So what happened? Got a hold of us in September. Jeff started working with him every single week, bringing you back into the mix here. Every single week started working with him. Now, September, October, November, December, January, February. So beginning of March, you could say 6 months, every single week he was on our mindset program. And now here we are, fast forward to the state semifinals. Joe Grello is wrestling a guy who he lost to 1-0 already in the season, about a month before that, right? And here he is.
In February. So they wrestled in March. In the finals, they were wrestling.
I thought it was in the semis where he wrestled him. That was in the finals? Okay, well, in the semifinals, he was... That's right. Oh, okay.
That completes the story.
That completes the story. I went out of order. There we go. I ruined it. Oh, well. All right, well, he's in the semifinals, and he's there with this coach. They're smiling. They're laughing. They're having a good time. Now, remember, backtrack to September. This kid was feeling the weight of the world on his back when he came and reached out to us. Now he's laughing, and we're nudging each other in the stands saying, hey, of course we want to see him win, but no matter what, he's enjoying himself, and he was scared back in September. Not only did he go on to win that match, but he pulled off one of the biggest upsets in the state finals that year and avenged the loss. Now we're finally in sequence. Avenged the loss that he had a few weeks ago. So that's the story of Joe Grello. And it's a common story. It's a common tale that once the wrestlers start feeling these expectations, now they're not enjoying wrestling. It's not that they're not enjoying wrestling. It's that they don't understand exactly how to deal with the pressure, or better yet, how to make the pressure work for them, not against them.
Yeah, it's one of the things you hear a lot, especially now, where it's like, my kid was really good when he was younger, and now some of the guys that he's wrestling are catching up to him. So it's like, yeah, you start out, really, really good. Maybe you started younger. Maybe you had a knack for it at a young age. Maybe you were just stronger than people when you were younger, right? People catch up. People develop at different ages, different times.
Puberty kicks in at different times for different people.
That's right.
Kicked in for you, different ages. Talk about your weight classes real quick.
Yeah, I was, as a senior in high school, I was 119 pounds.
Back it up a little bit. Start with freshman year.
Okay, freshman year of high school, 92 pounds. The lowest weight at the time was 103 pounds. So my county tournament, I actually had to weigh in with a Gatorade bottle because there was a minimum weight. I guess it was 92, 93. So I actually had to hold a Gatorade bottle to make the lowest weight class. Fast forward to senior year, still 119, pretty small for a senior in high school. And fast forward to senior year of college, I was 174 pounds. So people develop at different times, different ages, and that plays a factor, which is why you got to be in it for the long term, right? So many people quit. It's not just wrestling, any other sport too, though, before they actually go through puberty. And it's like, you don't even know how good you could possibly be because you haven't even developed yet. Those are the biggest changes in your body. So anyhow, you got to be able to deal with this mentally. There's people that are struggling. They were real good when they were younger. They're struggling now. It doesn't mean you can't dominate again. You just need to, probably work on your mindset, number one, and continuing to develop physically as well.
Or you might be developed and you just hit a slump. there's a lull in your career where you just kind of plateaued. And it's not that you're not working hard, like you are very good, but it's just there's another level in you that you need to get to. And that's why we say you've seen the mindset red flags we talk about all the time, the mental blocks, giving good opponents too much respect, not competing with the killer instinct, not pulling the trigger, being a slow starter, that first match of the tournament being your worst, putting good opponents on a pedestal, looking too much at the records, the rankings, the seedings, the predictions. You've heard us say this over and over again. Guys quitting, getting overly, few other ones that we see, guys getting overly emotional in matches. Wrestlers we see crying during the match or throwing up before the match, or, they just all kinds of different emotions where they're not able to control themselves after adversity hits, or just burnout. They feel like quitting. Like right now, guys are dinged up. Most good teams, if you're on a good team, you probably have taken a loss already this season. And you've probably underperformed at least some of your matches. So we hit a lull at some point, and we have to overcome it. How do we get over that hump?
Yeah. So how do you deal with postseason pressure? The first thing is don't make it special, right? That's really the most important theme, is that you're going to treat it like the rest of the season. You're not going to put it on a pedestal. You don't have to circle it on your calendar. Everyone knows that the postseason is most important. We are peaking for the postseason. We are trying to win more now than we were before. This is more important than the rest of the season. It's more important than the off season. But if you treat it differently, most people tend to wrestle worse. So what do we have to continue to do? Same pre-match routine, same sleep routine, same nutrition, right? We shouldn't be changing a lot of things. We shouldn't be doing a ton of extra practices because it's the end of the season, right? Just because the postseason's coming up next week, we don't have to go to 3-4 extra club practices this week. If you've been doing that, great. You could continue to do it, but I wouldn't completely change my schedule because the postseason is coming up, right? So don't make it special. That would be the number one thing. Treat it like any other competition. The coaches should be helping you peak physically for the postseason. So maybe practice looks a little bit different. Maybe it's a little bit shorter. Maybe it's more intense. Maybe right at the end, you taper a little bit. Let the coaches worry about that.
The time is now to take your mindset to the next level with Wrestling Mindset. Make sure you go to our website, wrestlingmindset.com, and sign up for your free trial session today. Don't wait any longer. You want the mental edge right now. When you sign up for the free trial session, you're also going to get a copy of our free ebook, Building the Predator Mindset. This book has helped thousands of people build confidence, relax under pressure, get motivated, and build mental toughness in wrestling, school, and life. Make sure you sign up for your free trial session today.
Right? You got to focus on doing the things that you've done all year and continuing to just improve. We could still improve, just it doesn't have to be a major adjustment right now. Little tweaks over time make big differences. So keep it in perspective and don't make it special. That would be the first thing to avoid the pressure of the postseason.
Second thing would be handle it quickly, because
That's right.
in case something's wrong, and like Mickey said in Rocky, in case something's not working upstairs, this is all going to happen pretty soon. When Rocky was going to fight Apollo and he knew he needed to pick it up a notch. So yeah, we don't want to focus on the outcome. We don't want to put it on a pedestal, but at the same time, we got to take action quickly, which is why we kicked in with a new program now, our 30-day mindset transformation for situations just like this, where guys need a change and they need it now. So you'd work with one of our best mindset coaches, full contact. And we've never done this before. This is something that we've seen the demand come in. What our clients want is full contact with our best mindset coaches. So we put that together. And I'll tell you what, we're almost filled up. We're almost booked up completely. We have like 2 or 3 slots left, tops, because here we are. We're towards the end. Our coaches have filled up quick. And these people realize that they need a win, and they need it now. So,
and why don't you explain a little bit how it's different than our typical mindset coaching, where we take them through our curriculum? What makes this different? Obviously, other than we got to do it now.
Right. So our mindset coaches, we have about 100 mindset coaches across the country. They're great. That's our army. When you look at our 30-day transformation, you're dealing with Rambo. Okay. So you have our army, 1 of 100, Rambo, 1 out of 3. So it's a big difference. Now, when people are going through our normal mindset program, this is done. Now, first of all, the 30-day transformation, I want to make this very clear. This is a supplement to, not a replacement of. We absolutely see that, and we know that all wrestlers need to be working on their mindset all year round. So that goes without saying. They should be working on their mindset all year round. But for people who need a change right away, this kickstarts them. This jumpstarts things with their mindset, where now they're going to have not just once a week sessions, but now as much as they need, within reason, of course, but as much as they need from our absolute best mindset coaches. And they're not going to move through the curriculum like we normally would. They will eventually move through the curriculum after the 30 days are over. But in those 30 days, our special forces, our Rambo mindset coaches, they're the best at finding out exactly what's wrong with this guy and what do they need right now. So it's not a matter of follow a cookie cutter, the systematic program, which is important down the road. But right now, you need results. You need it now. You need to change. You need a change. You need it quick. That's where Rambo comes in. He gets right in there. It's like it's like the expert surgeon who takes a look at the X-rays, sees, okay, this is what has to happen. Fix it. Right? You look at the body. You look at the human body. If you have knee pain, we use this example. It's relevant for this too. If you have knee pain, the real answer is we have to look at your entire body in a holistic way. We have to work on your mobility. We have to work on your stability. And then the knee pain is going to fix itself over time. That is the right way to look at it. And that's our normal mindset program, which is why people need it. But if your knee is hurting real bad, you might need a quick fix on your knee immediately, or you're not going to be able to win in a month. So that's why we're the third. Yeah.
We got to dive into the problem immediately. Are you an overthinker? Are you putting too much pressure on yourself? Is it self-doubt? Is it an injury you're dealing with, right?
Who are you afraid of letting down? Who are you afraid of letting down?
Yeah, exactly. So you really got to dig deep, and it's like we're just going to focus tremendously on that over the 30 days. All right, I got another tip. We talk about it constantly. Focus less on the outcome and more on your effort and attitude, right? The outcome we cannot control. Otherwise, we said everyone would be 100-0, right? Bo Bassett's 100-0, 96% bonus points. Not everyone could be 100-0, right? You have to focus more on your effort and your attitude. And why is he 100-0? Because he focuses on his attack rate. He focuses on his effort every day. He focuses on having a good attitude. So the more we're focusing on what am I going to place? Who am I going to wrestle? What is the result going to be at the end of the postseason? We want the results too. That's our job, to help you get the results. But you do it by not focusing on that. You give a full effort every day in practice, every workout, in your pre-match routine, in your warm-up, in every match, and then the outcome, takes care of itself.
That's it. If the anxiety is oriented towards, right, the future, depression, the past, and you stay in the present moment, you're in the zone. That's where you want to be. You want to enter that flow state, you got to stay in the present moment, stay in that zone.
That's all I got for today.
Well, that's all we got. Can we get these guys a discount code if they sign up through the show? Could you give him something, Jeff?
I'll give you something. How about this? We'll put in the show notes. 30-day podcast. You got to drop 30-day podcast for $200 off. 30-day podcast.
All one word?
30-day podcast.
30-day podcast.
All caps too.
All caps. 30-day podcast. No spaces.
No spaces.
No spaces, and you get yourself $200 off. We really appreciate you coming to our show, checking out our material. If you like it, make sure you give us one of these. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, hit the bell. You know all that jazz.
We'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week.
The rest of the postseason.
Also, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Eat Clean Bro. Best in the business is what they with what they do. I've been eating their meals pretty much every day for the last 2 or 3 months. I know Jeff and his family are doing that as well. And also, one of the great things, I've been speaking at a lot of clubs. I've been traveling around speaking to clubs and teams, and Eat Clean Bro has been great. They've been sending me food to bring to these clubs and teams. So if you bring us in, I get it, we can't, maybe not all over the place, but New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, bring us in, we'll get you fed too. Eat Clean Bro. So thank you to our sponsors, and we will see you next week. Mindset makes the difference.